Once upon a time, in a faraway country, a mother duck sat on her nest, patiently waiting for her 6 eggs to hatch. One day, she noticed that one of the eggs was bigger than the others.
I'm pretty sure that the ducklings that come out of this egg will be the most beautiful ducklings that anyone has ever seen.
Even though she convinced herself there was nothing wrong, the mother duck was still worried because this was the first time she had seen such a big egg. Finally, the eggshells began to crack, and one after another, the ducklings started coming out with joy as they were quacking. They all hatched but one. There was no movement in the big egg.
I guess it didn't get warmed enough. Now I'm gonna sit on it again to see if it hatches.
The ducklings sat beside their mother as she sat on the nest warming the big egg. Finally, the egg hatched. Everyone was curiously watching it. They were surprised at what they saw, a grey-coloured ugly duckling which looked nothing like his siblings. They were all staring at him.
Oh my, this duckling doesn't look like the others. The rest of my ducklings are so cute. Why is he so different?
Mother Duck was very sad. She consoled herself, hoping that one day he might look like his siblings. But at the same time, she told herself that no matter what, he was her duckling too. Days passed and the ugly duckling was still the same. When they went for walks with their mother and wandered around, his siblings always left him behind.
What an ugly duckling you are!
You don't look like us.
Go away. We can't even play with you.
We don't like you.
We don't want you hanging out with us.
The ugly duckling was really upset. He always walked with his head down, looking sad. One day, he went to the lake, and as he cried, he talked to himself.
My mother is very sad, and my siblings don't even want me. Why am I so ugly? I'm so lonely. Nobody loves me.
As he looked into the water, he saw his reflection.
My siblings are right. I'm really a strange-looking duck. My mother hasn't even kissed me once. I can't live with them anymore.
So he decided to leave his family and went to the forest to start a new life by himself. He walked for a long time and went very far. From time to time, he would stop to rest under a tree. If he found a body of water, he would swim to continue on his journey. Days and months passed, and the weather got colder. The ugly duckling was shivering and couldn't even find a decent meal. It also started snowing so much that the whole forest was now all white. He could barely walk. Luckily, that's when he spotted a farm. Excited, he went inside the coop. But the hens didn't want him either.
What kind of duck are you? Get out of our coop, now!
He spotted a doghouse in the farm. When he tried to go in, a huge dog confronted him.
Hey, where do you think you're going? This isn't your house. Who said that we are friends?
This time, the poor ugly duckling wanted to go inside the barn.
We sure don't want to see an ugly duckling like you among us. Your face is so ugly that we might stop producing milk altogether. Get out!
At that time, the owner of the farm was looking out the window. She felt sorry for the ugly duckling shivering and running from place to place, seeking shelter. The lady dried him and wrapped him up with a clean towel and brought him inside the house. She then placed him next to the fireplace so he could warm up.
Thank you for taking me in, ma'am.
You warm up now, duckling. Let me bring some food for you.
The lady also had a house cat. He was staring at the ugly duckling from afar. The cat got very jealous because his owner was now taking care of the duckling. While the ugly duckling was trying to warm up by the fireplace, the cat got close to him to taunt and scratch him. The poor ugly duckling had to endure the cat's taunting a few days. He just wanted to rest and be able to eat something to regain his strength. After some time, the ugly duckling decided to leave.
Thank you for having me as your guest, ma'am, but I need to go now. I do not wish to impose on you or cause any trouble.
The ugly duckling started his journey again. By then, the snow had melted and spring had come. On his way, he came across a little lake. He jumped in, and as he happily swam, he saw his reflection in the water.
Uh-oh, who's this? This is not me, or... Could it be? Last time I looked in the winter, I was an ugly-faced duckling.
He flapped and flapped his wings, and when he saw his huge shadow in the water, he shouted joyously.
Good heavens, how much I've grown and how handsome I've become. I wonder, how would my mother and siblings treat me if they saw me now?
Suddenly, 2 swans that looked like him swam towards him. Hi, welcome to our lake. We're swans just like you. Are you lost? You can join us if you'd like. You're one of us. At last, the ugly duckling knew the truth. It turns out that his egg had accidentally rolled over to his mother's nest. So he decided to stay with his own kind. He was very happy. He swam and swam in the calm waters of the lake, admiring his own beauty. However, no matter how happy he was, the ugly duckling couldn't forget his mother. As time passed by, he missed his mother and started thinking that he should have never left.
I was a swan egg that accidentally got mixed with my mother duck's eggs. My mother never separated me from the others and kept me warm so that I could hatch like my siblings. I owe her my life.
The ugly duckling told the story to his swan friends. He thanked them for everything, said goodbye, and headed back to the farm where he was born. When he arrived, he ran to his mother and siblings.
Don't you recognize me? I'm the ugly duckling. Actually, I'm a swan. I turned into a handsome swan. How do I look?
His mother was shocked, but happy to see her son again.
Welcome back home. I was so worried about you, and I'm so sorry for all the pain we caused you, my son.
His siblings were so ashamed. We judged you based on your appearance.
Can you forgive us?
We broke your heart.
We will never make such a mistake.
Come on, let's swim together like the good old days. They all jumped into the water joyfully. They swam in tandem with Mother Duck at the front, followed by her 5 ducklings, and in the back the beautiful white swan, the ugly duckling. Swimming all together, they lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a woman who desperately wanted a child, but could not bear one. She cried every day from sadness. One day, as she cried, a fairy appeared before her. Why are you crying? Tell me, maybe I can help.
I have no one. I want a daughter. She would be a friend to me.
Okay, don't cry anymore. I'm going to give you a seed, plant it, and place it where it can get plenty of sunshine. Also, sing to it every day. When it grows and blooms, you will see a surprise. The woman did everything as the fairy said. She sat by the flower pot and sang to it every day. One day, she saw a small sprout. Soon after, the sprout turned into a pink rosebud. The woman was so joyful and happy. One day, as she was smelling the rose, she kissed it. Suddenly, the rose petals slowly started to unfold. Inside was a blonde-haired, pink-cheeked little girl as small as a thumb. She was so shocked and delighted. She realized why the fairy had given her that seed. She immediately took the girl into her palms and started talking to her.
My beautiful girl, welcome to your home. I'm your mother. Your name shall be Thumbelina.
She immediately made a cradle for her out of walnut shells, a bed out of violet leaves, and a blanket out of rose petals. Thumbelina was so happy with her mother. She sang songs and danced with her. Her mother filled a cup with water and placed some walnut shells inside. Thumbelina would ride around with the leaves and shells for hours. Time passed, and Thumbelina had grown, yet she was still tiny. One night, as Thumbelina was sleeping in her bed, an ugly frog entered through a gap in the window. He stared at Thumbelina as she slept.
Oh, she's so beautiful, just the perfect girl to be my daughter-in-law.
He slowly picked her up and placed her next to the pond in the garden. His son immediately ran towards his father.
This girl who is to be my wife is so beautiful, Father. Let's keep her on this lotus flower until we prepare everything so that she doesn't escape.
In the morning, Thumbelina, who opened her eyes on the lotus flower, noticed she was in the middle of the pond, was very scared and so started crying. All the fish in the pond that heard her voice swam towards her.
Why are you crying? What's wrong?
What am I doing here? I was happily sleeping in my bed. I opened my eyes and I'm here. I want to go home to my mother.
That ugly frog and his son put you here. Apparently you're going to get married. Don't you want to?
No! Help me, please!
All the fish started gnawing at the stalk of the lotus flower rooted at the bottom of the pond. As the stalk broke, the lotus started drifting with the wind. It floated all the way to the side of the pond. But this time, a beetle living on the tree saw Thumbelina.
Oh, an interesting insect that doesn't look like us. Let me take it home so my friends can see it too.
He immediately grabbed Thumbelina and took her to his home in the tree. His friends were very surprised.
It looks just like a human. Take her away. We don't want her in our home.
The beetle thought he had upset his friends, so he took Thumbelina and left her in the forest. Thumbelina, who was incredibly hungry and thirsty, was trying to drink water from the flowers. Since she couldn't find anything to eat, she felt weak. The weather was also extremely cold, so she started shivering. Her clothes were even for summer. She walked for a long time to find some shelter. Finally, in front of a small pile of soil, a door appeared. She knocked on the door with joy. An elderly lady mouse opened the door.
I'm very cold and very hungry. Please take me into your home.
And who are you?
My name is Thumbelina. I'm gonna tell you everything that has happened. But first, can you please take me inside? I'm so cold.
Come on in, beautiful Thumbelina.
When she went in, Mrs. Mouse fed Thumbelina until she was full. And she told Mrs. Mouse everything that had happened to her one by one. As they were living together, one day, someone knocked on the door. They had a visitor.
Oh, welcome, Mr. Mole.
Thank you. And who is this beautiful girl, Miss Mouse?
Let me introduce you. This is Thumbelina. We live together now.
Very nice to meet you, sir.
Admiring the beauty of Thumbelina, Mr. Mole was now visiting Mrs. Mouse's house every day. He would bring lots of gifts and food to get Thumbelina's attention. After some time, Mr. Mole decided to speak to Thumbelina.
Thumbelina, I like you very much. I'd like to marry you and start a family. That is, if you would like to, of course.
Mr. Mole, thank you very much. You're a gentleman. But I'm not thinking about getting married.
At night, Mrs. Mouse wanted to speak to Thumbelina about this. She thought Thumbelina could be happy.
You don't want to get married, but let's just go to his house together. If you change your mind, you'll see what kind of a home he'll be living in. What do you say?
Actually, Thumbelina didn't want to marry Mr. Mole because moles live under the ground without seeing the sun. This was not appropriate for her. She was a girl of sunshine. Thumbelina didn't want to break Mrs. Mouse's heart, so she followed her and headed straight to Mr. Mole's home. But before they got there, they saw an unconscious pigeon on the way. Thumbelina ran right over to it. She wanted to know what had happened. When she carefully examined it, she realized that the pigeon's wing was injured. She rushed back home, grabbed the first aid kit, and returned to the unconscious pigeon. She dressed the wound and wrapped it tightly. The white pigeon that opened her eyes even managed to drink some water. "I'll never forget your kindness, Thumbelina. One day I will help you too." At night, Thumbelina talked to Mrs. Mouse.
Dear Mrs. Mouse, there are a few things I need to tell you. First of all, I don't want to marry Mr. Mole. He belongs to the underworld and me on Earth to the sun. Also, thank you so much for everything you've done for me. You saved my life, but I miss my mother and my home very much. I will ask the pigeon to take me home as soon as she heals.
Okay, Thumbelina, as you wish, as long as you're happy. Anyone in my place would have done the same. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Same here, Mrs. Mouse. I will miss you very much.
A few days later, the pigeon was healed. "I'm better now, Thumbelina, and I need to go. Do you need anything?"
Yes, I would like to ask you to take me home. Can you do this for me?
"With pleasure." Thumbelina bid farewell to Mrs. Mouse and climbed on the pigeon's back. They flew up in the sky. In order to not fall from the wind, Thumbelina held on tightly to the pigeon. They finally arrived at Thumbelina's house. Mrs. Pigeon dropped her off among the flowers in the garden, and she thanked her again as she soared towards the sky. Thumbelina, who was finally home after months of being away, ran to her mother and gave her a big hug. Her mother was overjoyed.
God, what a beautiful day. I'm so happy. We're finally reunited. Welcome, my beautiful girl. I've missed you very much.
I've missed you too, Mother. I'll tell you everything I've been through. Let's never be apart again, okay?
After all that had happened, Thumbelina never went far from the home. and she played with the flowers in the sunny garden. One day, she noticed a very special, sparkling, beautiful flower like the sun.
Wow, what a different flower. I don't think I've ever seen it around here.
Thumbelina jumped from flower to flower and approached that flower. And right at that moment, the petals of the sparkling flower opened up. Thumbelina, who saw a handsome tiny man just like herself, was shocked.
Oh, who are you?
I'm this garden's fairy. And you, beautiful girl, who are you?
My name is Thumbelina. My mother chose this name because I'm so tiny. This is our garden, but I've never seen you here before.
Both the flower fairy and Thumbelina had never come across anyone their own size. With this astonishment, they liked each other at the first glance. As time passed, they would wander around the garden, play games and spend time together. And one day...
Thumbelina, I'd like to ask you something. Will you marry me?
Thumbelina was very happy upon hearing his proposal. Because finally someone who she loved to spend time with, whom she could always live with among the flowers, and if she married, could live close to her mother, had proposed to her.
Of course, my prince.
As a wedding gift, the flower fairy sprinkled Thumbelina with fairy dust, and all of a sudden, Thumbelina had wings. The flower fairy and Thumbelina lived happily ever after in her mother's garden. Once upon a time, in a faraway country, there lived two brothers, Alibaba and Kasim. Alibaba, a poor woodcutter, was a kind and honest man. Meanwhile, Kasim, the older brother, was a jealous and greedy man with an evil heart. One day, as Alibaba was cutting and collecting logs in the forest, he saw a large group of horsemen coming towards him. Trembling with fear, he climbed up a tree. Even his donkey got so frightened that the poor thing hid behind the bushes.
Good heavens! 1, 2, 3, 40 of them! I guess these are the infamous 40 thieves who steal gold and jewels from others. I had better stay up here until they are gone.
Alibaba curiously started to watch the 40 thieves. The leader of the thieves got off of his horse in front of a rock and shouted,
"Open sesame!"
With a loud crashing sound, a big rock that served as a door opened up and the men entered the cave.
I had better not climb down the tree, I'll just wait here. They all had saddlebags. They probably keep the stolen goods inside the cave. Oh God, help me.
Frightened and bewildered, Alibaba didn't move a muscle and remained silent. After a while, the huge rock reopened and the thieves came out.
Close sesame!
The thieves left, riding their horses again. Though Alibaba was afraid, he was extremely curious. He climbed down the tree, walked to the entrance of the cave only after he was certain that the thieves were gone. He said the magic words.
Open sesame!
The cave's door opened with a rumbling sound.
Wow! It opened when I said the magic words too.
Alibaba entered the cave a little hesitant. It was dark inside. A narrow passage led to the depth of the cave. After walking for a few minutes, he reached an open space. This was where the thieves kept all their treasure. Alibaba was amazed by what he saw. He couldn't believe his eyes. All the gold, jewels, and coins the thieves had stolen were piled up. He was so astonished.
Gosh, this is where they keep the stolen goods. What a big treasure. God knows from where and whom they stole all this. Whatever, I'm taking a sack full of this and leave before the thieves come back. Open sesame!
He got on his donkey and rode back home. When he got home, he told his wife everything. She rejoiced immensely at their great fortune, but was also very nervous.
Ali, these gold coins are not ours. I think we should bury them. We'll figure out what to do with them later.
You're right, I guess, but I wonder how much gold we have here.
So do I. Should we count it?
Counting piece by piece is no good. Ask my brother Kasim to lend us his scale. We'll weigh them and then hide them.
The next day, Alibaba's wife went to Kasim's place to borrow the scales.
Good morning. Can I borrow your scales?
Kasim's wife was a very curious woman, so before handing the scale to Alibaba's wife, she placed chewing gum underneath the scale pans. She wanted to know what they were going to weigh. When Alibaba's wife returned home, she handed the scales to Alibaba and they started to weigh the gold. And then they buried them in the garden as they had agreed. The next day, they returned the scales without noticing that a golden coin was stuck to the gum underneath the pan. Both Kasim and his wife were surprised when they found the gold coin.
Good heavens! Where did my brother find these gold coins?
I have no clue. I thought they would weigh flour or something else, but they were weighing gold.
I have to find out. I'll get the truth out of him.
Since he was a greedy man, he rushed to Alibaba's house to find out where he had gotten the gold coins.
Hi, Ali. Something weird happened. I found a gold coin stuck to one of the scale pans. You are a poor woodcutter. Where did that gold coin come from?
Alibaba did not want to answer at first, but since he couldn't lie, he told his brother everything. Knowing how greedy his brother was, he warned him in advance.
Don't you dare go there! Those gold coins are not ours. The thieves could kill us if they found out.
All right. You're such a coward. That's why you are and you'll always be a poor woodcutter.
Since Kasim loved money and gold so much, he ignored his brother's warning. He got 2 donkeys and rushed to the cave Alibaba told him about.
Open sesame!
The door immediately opened. He was so mesmerized by all the gold before him that he started rolling on the heaps of gold.
Hooray! I am rich! I am rich! Hooray! I am rich!
He loaded the crates with gold and walked to the exit. But once there, he couldn't remember the magic words.
What am I going to do now? Was it rice? Open rice. No, wheat it must be. Open wheat. Could it be potato by any chance? Open potato. I got it this time. Open tomato. Oh no! It won't open. What was it?
Kasim tried his hardest to remember the magic word when suddenly the door opened. The thieves were back. They caught Kasim red-handed.
are you? What are you doing in our cave? How did you get in?
My name is Kasim. I am Alibaba's older brother. He told me about your cave and sent me to get more gold. Please forgive me. I am innocent. Go get Alibaba instead.
Despite what he said, the leader of the thieves tied Kasim with a rope.
Now, tell me where I can find this Alibaba.
Scared out of his mind, he did as he was told. The leader of the thieves didn't want anybody to know about their secret cave, so he wanted to find Alibaba to imprison him in the cave. Kasim didn't return that day, so his wife was concerned. She went to Alibaba's house and told him that Kasim hadn't come back. She was very sad. Alibaba suspected what might have happened. Right before leaving, he noticed there was a cross painted on his door.
What is this sign?
I think I know what it is. I'll be right back.
Being a clever woman, Alibaba's wife understood that the thieves had marked their house. So she came up with a plan. She painted a cross sign on every door in the neighborhood in order to confuse the thieves. At midnight, when the thieves came to the neighborhood to get Alibaba, they saw that every single door was marked with a cross. They couldn't tell which was Alibaba's place.
All the doors are marked. We can't find Alibaba. We have to get back.
The next day, the leader of the thieves found out exactly where Alibaba lived. He hid his gang of thieves in 40 barrels and filled the 41st barrel with oil. He knocked on Alibaba's door.
Good evening. I'm an oil merchant. I come from very far. Can you let me spend the night here? In return for your kindness, I'll give you a barrel of oil.
Being the kind-hearted man Alibaba was, he wanted to help, so he let him in.
Sure, come on in. We were about to have supper. You are welcome to join us.
They sat at the table. While Alibaba and the leader of the thieves were eating, Alibaba's clever wife grew suspicious of the man. She went down to the cellar and checked the barrels.
Are you in there?
Yeah, is it time? Shall we come out?
Not yet. Wait for my instructions.
Alibaba's wife realized what was going on and rushed to the kitchen. She boiled some oil in a pot and poured it onto one of the barrels. The thief that was hidden in the barrel screamed in pain when he got burned and ran out of the house. This alerted the other thieves, who also left the house upon hearing the screams. Only the leader of the thieves remained, but he was also scared now and directly gave the order.
Get out of the barrels now! It's time!
To his surprise, he saw Alibaba's wife holding a scoop full of boiling oil standing in his way. To avoid the same fate of his gang, as he tried to escape, Alibaba and his son caught him and tied him with a rope, and they turned him into the authorities. Now it was time to save his brother Kasim. Alibaba rushed to the cave.
Open sesame!
Kasim was inexplicably happy to see his brother.
Thank goodness. I no longer care about gold or coins anymore. I was scared to death. Get me out of this place, Alibaba, please.
I told you should not covet so much of worldly goods. It may cause you a lot of trouble.
Thanks to Alibaba, the thieves never returned to that country. The gold coins were distributed equally to all the residents. Their country was blessed with abundance. Alibaba and Kasim lived happily and peacefully with their families. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful queen and a handsome king. The queen was not only beautiful, but she was kind and generous. Her people loved her dearly. She always helped people and wanted her country to always be in abundance. The queen always longed to have a daughter. One day, as she sat embroidering by the window, she daydreamed of her future daughter. In a daze, she accidentally pricked her finger with her embroidery needle. The blood from her finger dripped onto the white fabric she was embroidering. At that very moment, a shooting star crossed the sky. The queen made a wish.
Dear God, please send me a daughter. Let her be so beautiful that everyone admires her. Let her have pink cheeks, black hair like mine, her lips as red as this drop of blood, her eyes as bright as diamonds, and her skin as white as this very cloth. She should always smell like the flowers in my garden. Let her teeth be as white as the pearls on my neck.
A short time after that, her wish came true, and she shared the good news with the king and announced that they were expecting a baby.
My queen, wish what you will from me. I'll get you the most wonderful gift.
My health is not as good as it used to be. What I ask of you is to protect our child from all evil. Please promise me that you'll protect her. There's nothing more I wish for.
When the time came, the queen gave birth to a very beautiful girl. Just as she had wished for, her daughter had black hair, red lips, bright eyes, skin as white as snow, and smelled like flowers. They named her Snow White because of the whiteness of her skin. Soon after, the queen's health deteriorated and she passed away. The young king was very sad. While he mourned his beloved wife, he also tried to raise Snow White as best he could. When Snow White turned 5, a big ball was organised at the palace. The king was celebrating his daughter's birthday and also choosing a new queen. At the ball, there was a beautiful woman who had magical powers. She used these powers to dance with the king and cast a spell on him and married the king and became the queen. Snow White's stepmother was a very beautiful woman, but she was also vain, cruel, and evil. From the day she arrived at the palace, she despised Snow White. She saw her as her rival. The queen also had a magic mirror. She always consulted the mirror about the future and would ask,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
My dear queen, it's you. You're the most beautiful woman in the world.
And so, time passed by. Snow White became a very beautiful young girl. Those who saw her could not look away. As she strolled in the palace gardens, the wind that brushed her hair would spread her flowery scent. Birds and butterflies would always follow her around. And her voice was so heavenly that when she sang, birds in the gardens would go silent and listen to her. One day, the queen asked her mirror,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
My queen, you are very beautiful, but the most beautiful girl is Snow White.
The jealous and cruel queen got so angry that she hurled the bottle in her hand at the magical mirror.
How is that possible? No one's more beautiful than me. Summon the princess at once.
Meanwhile, she had locked up the king in the palace dungeon and told everyone that he was away working for his people. She also summoned the palace hunter and gave him strict orders.
I want you to kill Snow White and bring her heart to me as proof.
Snow White, who had no idea of her fate, came to see the evil queen.
Dear Snow White, you haven't been out for days. You must be bored inside the castle. I'd like you to bring me some strawberries from the forest. This way you'll be able to get some fresh air. You'll have a good time, don't worry. I'll send you my trustworthy hunter with you.
As the princess picked strawberries with the hunter, they got deep into the forest. The poor hunter was very sad.
How can I harm someone with such a good heart and such beauty? There must be another way.
The hunter couldn't bring himself to kill her. They sat under a tree and he told her about the queen's evil plan.
My princess, please go far away. If the queen finds out what I've done, she will kill both of us.
He immediately hunted an animal and brought its heart to the queen.
Aha!
The princess spent the night under that tree. She was so scared. At dawn, she went on her journey. After a long walk, she reached a small house and went inside. She looked around in amazement.
What is this place? Everything is so small and there's 7 of everything. 7 small chairs, 7 pairs of forks and spoons.
Since she was so hungry, she made soup with the ingredients she found in the house. She ate and went upstairs. And then she fell asleep in one of the small beds. At night, the house owners returning from the mine were actually the 7 dwarves. Their names were Doc, Dopey, Happy, Grumpy, Sneezy, Bashful, and Sleepy.
Hey, what's this? It smells like delicious soup.
No! It's like someone entered the house.
Come! Look! There's a girl sleeping here!
The commotion woke up Snow White. She was scared when she first saw them. She then told them everything that happened to her.
My name is Snow White. I don't mean any harm. I don't have a place to go. That's why I took shelter here. Please, let me stay.
Of course, Princess. We are not going to let you stay alone in the forest. Don't worry.
You are our first guest who makes such delicious soup.
Time passed by. Days and weeks. Snow White and the 7 dwarves were laughing, having fun together, and living a peaceful life. Meanwhile, the evil queen, not knowing that Snow White was still alive, asked the mirror again.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
My queen, you're beautiful, but Snow White, who lives with the 7 dwarfs, is more beautiful.
How's this possible? The hunter must have lied to me. First, I will get rid of Snow White, and then I will teach the hunter a lesson.
She immediately worked on an evil plan. She poisoned an apple and disguised herself as an old woman to trick Snow White.
Hello? Anybody home? I'm so hungry and I ran out of food.
The 7 dwarves had warned Snow White to not open the door to anyone. But Snow White felt sorry for the old woman that came to her door, and so let her in without a doubt.
Please come in. Welcome.
Thanks, my child. I got so tired and hungry in the forest. Do you have something to eat?
Yes, of course. I have some soup.
After finishing her soup, the evil queen, disguised as the old woman, offered the poisoned apple to Snow White. The princess took a bite and fell on the floor, falling asleep. The old woman turned back into the evil queen and happily went back to her palace. When the 7 dwarfs who came back from the mine in the evening saw her laying on the floor, they thought that she had died and so were very sad.
We should make her eternal sleep comfortable. Let's make a nice bed for her.
A handsome prince who was walking through the forest heard the 7 dwarfs crying. He got curious and approached them.
Oh my, what's going on here?
He was very surprised when he looked to see who was laying in the crystal bed surrounded by flowers. She was the girl who had been in his dreams for days. The smell of her hair was still all over the forest.
Who is this beautiful girl?
Her name is Snow White. We haven't been able to wake her up.
They told the prince everything that had happened. The prince lifted the crystal cover to give a farewell kiss to the girl of his dreams. He kissed her on the cheek. At that moment, something unexpected happened. The spell broke and a miracle occurred. Snow White opened her eyes and got up in bed. The 7 dwarves and the prince were very happy.
You are the girl of my dreams, Snow White. This is the best day of my life. Will you marry me?
First, I need to find my father and tell him about everything that happened, and also get his blessing.
They went back to the palace and got the king out of the dungeon. The evil queen fled in fear. The prince and Snow White got married and lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, lived the Stahlbaum family. Their daughter was named Clara and their son was Fritz. On New Year's Eve, Clara was very excited, so she couldn't fall asleep. She was eagerly waiting for the next day to arrive. Time was passing by so slowly.
Oh God, please hear my prayers. Let it snow tomorrow night and let me get a very nice New Year's gift.
Finally, New Year's came. They decorated the entire house and of course the pine tree in the living room. When Clara woke up in the morning, she couldn't believe her eyes. Her prayers had been answered as she was sleeping. It had snowed all night long. Everywhere was covered in snow. Both brother and sister were watching it snow from the window and waiting for their uncle to arrive. At last, Uncle Drosselmeyer was seen at the beginning of the road. You could tell even from far away that the big bag in his hand was full of gifts. He's coming!
He's coming, Mother. Uncle Drosselmeyer is coming.
And he has a huge bag in his hand.
I'm sure presents are in the bag.
Quick, open the door. It's cold outside. He must be freezing.
The kids welcomed him with joy.
Welcome, Uncle Drosselmeyer.
Welcome, Uncle.
Hello, kids.
The old man sat down immediately by the fireplace to warm himself.
Uncle, can you give me my gift now, please? I'm so excited I can't wait anymore.
Me too. Come on, Uncle.
Okay. I'm opening them right away.
Their uncle opened the gift bag and gave the large, beautiful box to Clara and the other one to Fritz. Clara, who excitedly opened the box, screamed with joy when she saw the Nutcracker soldier inside.
Oh, this is ever got. Thank you.
I'm so glad you like it, Clara.
At that time, Fritz, who was watching Clara, quickly opened his own present. A large black mouse, dressed as a pirate, came out of his box. But Fritz didn't like his gift at all. He wanted Clara's gift to be given to him. He angrily threw the mouse on the ground, grabbed the Nutcracker from Clara's hands and threw it against the wall. His eyes were full of jealousy.
Fritz!
I want a Nutcracker too. I don't like this mouse at all. Why is Clara's gift better than mine?
Don't say that, Fritz. Your gift is nice too. It's very kind of your uncle to have thought of you and bringing you a gift. You're being rude, acting like this.
I don't care. I don't want this ugly mouse.
Clara, who went to the spot where the Nutcracker fell, noticed that one of his arms had broken.
My dear soldier, I was gonna dance with you. What a shame. I didn't even get a chance to play with you yet.
Don't be sad, Clara. I'll fix him right away. He'll be as good as new. Don't worry.
Uncle Drosselmeyer immediately glued the Nutcracker's arm and fixed him.
Fritz, what you've done is not nice. I had many more soldiers. I was going to surprise you later, but you've now lost your chance.
Both angry and sad at Fritz's behaviour, his uncle hid the box full of soldiers in a cupboard.
But Uncle!
Let this be a lesson to you.
Ashamed of what he had done, Fritz knew there was nothing he could do. He hung his head in shame and went to his room. After midnight, it was their bedtime. As it was New Year's Eve, they were allowed to sleep so late, but the night was now over. Everyone wished one another a Happy New Year and went to their rooms.
Happy New Year.
Clara laid in her bed with the Nutcracker. As she was sound asleep, she heard some rattling noises downstairs. Curious, she went down to the living room. Downstairs, there was a battalion of mice, just like the pirate mouse that Fritz had gotten as a gift, wandering around and messing up the living room.
Clara! Clara, where are you? Come downstairs!
Clara knew that the pirate mice were looking for her, and she was very frightened. But after a moment, she realized there was no need to be afraid of a little toy mouse.
It's a little toy. What can it do to me? We can probably talk and sort things out.
She left the Nutcracker at the top of the staircase and went downstairs. And what did she see? The little toy mice were even taller than her. And not just the toys. All the furniture was also huge. Glancing around really fast, she realized right away what was going on. It turns out she had shrunk. She was teeny tiny.
Oh my God, what's happening? Why am I so tiny? I must escape before these mice catch me.
The mice kept getting closer to Clara.
We're capturing you, Clara. You're going to come with us to Mice Town. Don't resist. We'll catch you sooner or later.
Right then, all the toys in the living room came to life. Tanks, cannons, soldiers, baby dolls, and stuffed animals all headed towards the pirate mice. Clara found the only way was to go behind the gifts under the New Year's tree. Just like the other toys, the Nutcracker that came to life jumped from the stairs and started fighting the pirate mice. He was so brave. The soldiers that Uncle Drosselmeyer put in the cupboard also jumped down to help the Nutcracker. The pirate mice were suddenly shocked of such a strong defense and started retreating.
Run for your lives! We've been defeated! Help!
Clara, you can come out now. The pirate mice have run away. We've won.
Clara came out from behind the gift she was hiding of fear. Everyone was very happy because of this victory.
I was so scared, Nutcracker. You saved me from those pirate mice. Thank you very much.
The Nutcracker suddenly turned into a very handsome soldier and, bowing before Clara, invited her to dance with him.
Will you dance with me, Clara?
Oh, with pleasure.
They started dancing, and just at that moment, beautiful music spread across the living room. Small fairies were throwing flowers around. The flowers were magical, and Clara suddenly found herself wearing a beautiful ballerina outfit and ballet slippers. Clara had turned into a ballerina.
I admire you, Clara. How wonderful you do ballet.
Thank you. My biggest dream is to be a ballerina one day. Do you think I can be one?
I'm sure you're going to be a wonderful ballerina. Then the name of the melody playing right now will be called the Nutcracker Ballet. Whenever you hear it, think of me, Clara.
All the other toys were watching them in awe. Clara did ballet with the Nutcracker for hours. Spinning round and round on one foot, it was as if she was flying in the living room. But suddenly she heard a sound.
Clara, Clara, wake up, dear. It's morning already. So you've slept with the Nutcracker.
Good morning, Mother. I wish you didn't wake me. I was having a wonderful dream. I was dancing non-stop with the Nutcracker. I was a ballerina.
Really? Well, you must be tired after all that dancing. Come on, wash up. We're waiting for you for breakfast.
She really took the Nutcracker in her hands and started dancing with him. She still had the melody in her ear. It was as if the dream was real.
My handsome Nutcracker.
That day, Cinderella had a lot to do and also worked in the palace garden.
A little bit here and a little bit there. Here we go.
What are you doing, Princess?
Hi, Pofu. I'm readying the garden for the Halloween celebrations tonight. I hung the spider webs first, and now I'm carving the pumpkins.
Oh, that's great!
But it's taking a lot of time. How am I supposed to carve all these pumpkins?
Just leave it to me and my sharp teeth.
Pofu, you're amazing. It was taking me forever, but you did it in a few minutes.
I'm really amazing, aren't I?
You deal with the rest then. I'll take care of other things.
Princess!
Yes, Pofu?
Have you decided what to wear?
Sure, I'll be a scary witch.
I'm sure you'll still look beautiful.
And what will you be wearing?
Me? I'll be a pumpkin man. Boo!
Great, we're almost ready then.
Meanwhile, Sarah and Rosa were hiding behind a bush, listening.
Did you hear that, Mother? She'll be a witch. Huh? It's an insult to all witches. Why are you laughing, Mother? Do you think that's funny?
Sure it is. We finally have a chance.
What do you mean? A chance? How?
You helped the princess get dressed up as a witch.
What? Why? Why would I help her?
She will look so hideous as a witch that the prince will fall out of love with her.
Oh, Mother, you're a force to be reckoned with.
I sure am, dear.
And the prince will see me as a beautiful fairy.
Let's get ready.
Cinderella decorated the garden with tombstones, spiders' webs and bats, while Rosa stood by her cauldron.
Leg of a toad, saliva from a snail, and a wing from a bat. Whoever drinks this will turn into a witch, I bet!
Mother, I'm ready. How do I look?
You'll go to the party as a fairy? Isn't that too cute for you?
Get out of my way, you cheeky rabbit.
Wait, honey. Stop. Don't shoot the poor rabbit. Poor rabbit! Let's try the potion out. What? Let me go! Guards! Guards!
Rosa sprinkled a couple of drops of potion on Pofu and...
It worked! I look grotesque!
Pofu ran away quickly from the garden. Everyone that came across Pofu ran away in fear. Panicking, Pofu hid in the princess's closet.
Pofu, is that you?
Yes, it's me. But don't come any closer.
Where are you? I can't see you.
It's better if you don't. I look hideous.
What happened?
Rosa and Sarah are up to no good again. They prepared a potion to make you ugly. But they used it on me first.
Come out and let me see you.
But I look ghastly. I don't want you to be scared of me.
You're my friend, Pofu. It doesn't matter how you look.
Are you sure? Here I come.
Come on.
What happened? Why are you laughing?
Because you have the best Halloween costume.
Oh, do you think so?
Sure, look at yourself. I'm sure the palace sorcerer can reverse the spell. Tonight, I think you should stay like this.
Are you serious? Let me see. Yikes! I look scary!
Hey, I have an idea.
Cinderella ran to Rosa and Sarah's door.
Oh, hello, princess. We weren't expecting you.
Hi, ladies. Before I dress up, I want to know if you'll be attending the party.
Sure we will.
I'm already dressed.
Great.
Princess, before you go, I'd like to offer you some of the delicious plum syrup I prepared.
Oh, sure. Let me see. It looks tasty, but I'm in a hurry. I'll drink the rest later.
Bottoms up.
Silly girl.
The princess drank the potion in one gulp and turned into a scary witch.
Pofu? Who are you?
Cinderella.
We have the best costumes.
In the evening, the palace had turned into a scary place with a fun party.
Hello, ladies.
Ooh, you flea bag, get out of here.
Wait a second.
Oh, he's still here. You'll ruin my dress.
I'm sure the prince will notice you among all those ugly people.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the prince to the stage. He'll give the award for the scariest costume of the night. Oh, my dear prince, where is he? I haven't seen him around.
I can't believe this!
What? Did I just hit the prince?
You clumsy girl! How could you insult the prince that way?
And the scariest costume award goes to Princess Cinderella and Pofu.
We won!
We would like to thank Rosa and Sarah for these amazing costumes.
But why? Why?
That day, as it started getting dark, animal sounds coming from the woods made the wolf feel uneasy.
Oh boy! Who's there? Mommy! Where are the goats?
Leaves fell as the tree branches creaked and the wolf got more anxious.
Boo!
Mommy! I'm too young to die!
Wolf, it's me.
Stylish? Was that you?
Why haven't you put on your costume yet?
Because I've been in a costume since the day I was born.
But you were supposed to be someone else tonight.
But I am. I'm a werewolf. A werewolf. Got it? You dressed up as a princess. It's not scary at all.
First of all, the costume doesn't have to be scary. We just need to wear one. And a princess can be as scary as she wants. Boo!
You don't say. Okay then. So, where's Genius?
Boo!
Oh!
Poor mortals, how dare you speak of Count Genius? I'm the Lord of the Night. I'm the strongest of the Fanged.
More like the clumsiest.
I thought you weren't coming to the Halloween celebrations this year.
I changed my mind.
So let's start trick-or-treating.
Hooray! Candy! We just knock on some doors and they give us candy! The best night of the year!
The wolf, Genius and Stylish walked from door to door, collecting lots of candy. But as they looked for a safe place to count their candy, they came across a house they hadn't seen before.
Was this house always here?
First time I see it.
Maybe we should stay away. It seems a little,
What's the matter, Wolf? Are you scared?
Don't be silly. It's just,
Come on, it's just an old house. I'm going in. I'll be the one collecting the most candy tonight.
Right, candy. For candy, I'll do anything. I'll go first.
Come on, Wolf, ring the bell.
Okay, I'll ring it then.
Oh, Wolf, I'll do it.
As soon as they rang the bell, a trap door opened on the floor and they started falling into a dark hole.
Ah!
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 Oh boy!
Careful!
Where are we?
In a hallway, I guess.
Suddenly, the hallway lit up and they heard a voice.
Ha 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 ha! Welcome to my home. Only the brave can get out of here.
Who are you?
I'm the voice of Halloween. Ha 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 ha!
At that moment, bats started to swarm into the room.
Oh no! Oh no! Bats! Bats, run! Run!
As they ran, they got separated. Wolf and Stylish rushed to a door they found.
If I ever get out of here, I'll give away all my candy to the children on the farm.
Genius got into another room and started pushing some buttons on the panel before him. Meanwhile, Stylish and Wolf sat on the bed in their room.
Is the bed soft?
Mommy! The sheet can talk!
Give me some candy.
Here, take it all! Take it all! I'm out of here! Bye!
Wolf, let's get in the room with the pink door.
Stylish, you're amazing! I'm so happy we're here! I guess it's my lucky day! Look at these millions of eggs!
Hey, are you taking my children?
Leave the eggs. Let's get out of here.
Oh, what is this? A giant talking egg? No, I'm not taking them. I'm giving them candy. Aren't you the cutest? I almost lost all my candy behind the pink door. Let's get out of here. I don't like this house at all.
Yes, Wolf, let's get out. I hate it here.
Look around. There are pumpkins everywhere in here. Let me take some so I can make pies at home. I've already lost most of my candy, you know.
As the wolf tried to gather pumpkins, suddenly all the pumpkins started moving. A strange being with a pumpkin head and a goat body appeared among them.
Hey, you, the werewolf lookalike. I'll use you for a wolf dessert. Come to the kitchen with me. And you, goat, I'll turn you into a goat dessert. Ha 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 ha.
I'd be a terrible dessert. I think you'll be wasting your time. I've tried it before. It tasted awful.
We'll make wolf dessert out of you. Come here.
No! Here, take all my candy. Eat this instead. I don't want to be anybody's dessert. Mommy! Stylish! Give all your candy to them so we can get out of here!
Oh, those rooms are so scary. We could barely escape.
The house took all my candy. What are we going to eat now? I told you we shouldn't have gone there.
I know what we'll be eating.
Help! Run, Stylish!
Wait, Wolf, it's me, Genius. It was only a joke. Happy Halloween.
What? Genius? Halloween? Trick or treat, treat or trick, trick or treat. Genius? You really tricked us back there, Genius!
Oh, Genius!
Once upon a time, Inventor Goat was working on a very important experiment. She was extremely careful.
If I add 1 drop to the salty water...
The experiment didn't go as expected. On that day, the wolf was secretly watching Inventor Goat. He was happy to see her experiment was not successful.
If I can make the same type of explosion at the lake, I would surely get a lot of fish.
The wolf entered Inventor Goat's lab.
It's such a beautiful day. Don't you want to work on your experiment by the lake?
Inventor Goat really liked the idea. She thought it would be nice to get out. The little goat got the test tubes and the wolf grabbed the salt and pepper. They headed to the lake.
We can have a barbecue. We'll add some salt and pepper. Delicious.
When they arrived at the lake, Inventor Goat tried her experiment again.
The water should get clear when I pour this mixture, but it hasn't worked yet.
Don't give up. Just keep pouring. Oh boy, I'm getting hungry.
Inventor Goat went to the lake with the test tubes and left the wolf behind. She poured some mixture and then some more.
Nothing happened. What's going on?
Hooray! It worked! I needed to do it in fresh water instead of salt water. Yippee! I need to go back to the lab now.
The wolf was upset. He didn't understand what had happened. So he went into the lake. He was still holding the salt shaker in his hand.
I don't understand. Why didn't it work before? No, oh no.
Once upon a time, Musician Goat played a lullaby for his siblings to help them fall asleep. The melody was so soothing that all of his siblings fell asleep. And he almost did too. The wolf had been watching them through the window. And as always, he came up with a wicked plan.
If I play this melody to the sheep in the barn, then I'll be able to steal their lamps.
The wolf whispered through the window to get Musician Goat's attention. Musician Goat heard the sound but didn't know where it was coming from. He then saw the wolf's ears sticking out.
What is it, Bad Wolf?
I really liked the piece you just played, and I wanted to ask you for the musical notes.
Musician Goat didn't want to give his musical notes to the wolf because he didn't trust him.
Do you know how to play the flute?
I can play the flute, and I can sing very well. Wanna hear it?
What are you doing? You'll wake up my siblings. Besides, your voice is awful.
Suit yourself. Just give me the musical notes and I'll go.
No way. Good night.
Wolf wanted the musical notes badly, so he tried to snatch them from Musician Goat's hands.
Let's go.
I won't.
I said let go.
I said I won't.
I will never share my melody with you.
I just need to play a lullaby for the sheep. Once they're asleep, I'll give your melody notes back.
When he heard that, Musician Goat stopped and said,
Did you say sheep? Will you play a lullaby for them? Okay, you can take it.
The wolf was surprised that Musician Goat agreed to it, so he rushed to the barn happily.
That naive goat really thought I would play a lullaby with his musical notes. Wait for me, little lambs. I'll get you all when I put your mom to sleep.
The wolf leaned on the fence and started to play the flute. Sheep 1 fell asleep. Sheep 2 fell asleep. Sheep 3 fell asleep. Sheep 4 fell asleep. Sheep 5 fell asleep. And as the wolf counted the sheep, he fell asleep instead.
Your plan didn't work, wicked wolf. You fell asleep counting sheep as they jumped over the fence. Good night, wolf.
One day, the little pigs felt bored because there was very little work to do in the forest. Suddenly, Minky had a brilliant idea.
Honky, Punky, why don't we start our own business? I don't know. We will need gold, I guess. Let's put together the gold we have. If that's not enough, we can ask Mom.
The three brothers put their gold together.
This may not be enough to start a business. So, what are we going to do? Minky, you make delicious cakes. What if we open a pastry shop or a coffee shop? No, I've got it. We'll open a sushi restaurant. There isn't any in town. Mommy, since we're grown up now, we want to work. We want to open our own shop. At first, we thought of a pastry shop. Then we thought a coffee shop would be better. We finally decided to open a sushi restaurant. However, we don't have enough gold. Will you help us?
That's a great idea. I would be happy to help. Let's check how much gold I have.
They all started counting the gold coins that their mother had saved in a jar in the kitchen.
249, 250. All are yours. I guess this will be enough.
The three little pigs got to work at once. They started looking for a suitable shop where they could open the restaurant. Finally, they found a small shop by the lake and started renovations. Honky hung the paintings. Ponky set the tables. Minky made the sushi dishes. When he heard the news, the wicked wolf went to the restaurant right away. He observed the piglets and got very jealous.
This was actually my idea. I wanted to open a restaurant. You can't steal my idea.
He entered the restaurant and walked towards Honky, who was painting the walls.
Look here. Watch out. I will pour your paint.
Poor Honky. All the paint spilled on the floor. Then the wicked wolf walked towards Ponky, who was setting the tables.
And now watch. Check this out. I'll knock over your tables.
Minky was worried and wondered what he would do next.
I must think quickly. What should I do? What should I do? I got it!
He hid behind the counter. When the wolf approached the kitchen counter, ready to huff and puff,
Welcome, Wolf. You can huff and puff, but first, allow me to offer you some delicious sushi. Then you can start whatever you want.
The wolf was astonished. Just as he was about to decline, the wonderful aroma coming from the kitchen hit his nose, making him hungry.
Well, since you insist, I'll eat a little bit.
Okay, I'm preparing your plate right now.
Minky put the sushi on a plate and smeared it with wasabi, the hottest spice. He handed the plate to the wolf.
Enjoy your meal!
The bad wolf licked the chopsticks and threw a piece in his mouth. The sushi was so hot that flames came out of his mouth. He ran to the lake to drink water as he screamed in pain.
Come on, guys, don't be afraid. Bad Wolf won't be coming here anytime soon. Let's continue. Honky, open a new can of paint. Bonky, tidy up the tables.
The three brothers got to work again, as they were expecting their first guests in the evening. Finally, they hung the sign outside that said, 3 Piggies Sushi.
Bonky, turn on the lights. Honky, run to the door.
Welcome, madam.
Thank you. You are gorgeous. Everything looks perfect.
When their first guests arrived, the pig's mother and their friends all sat together at the table. Minky served them.
Did you enjoy your meal?
Yes, it was great. It was delicious, Minky. The color palette and ambience are remarkable. Well done, Honky. And the table setting is very nice too. Well done, Ponky. Kids, I want to tell you something.
What is it, Mom?
I won't be cooking at home. From now on, we'll eat here every evening.
Honky, Ponky and Minky felt restless and bored after being cooped up at home.
Guys, I can't even raise my arm.
Look at my belly. Pretty soon I'll need someone to help me get up.
Hey, why not play some sports? We'll have a reason to get out of the house.
That's a great idea, Minky.
Yes, that's a cool idea. Let's talk to Mom.
Mommy, we want to start exercising. Can we go to jogging in the forest tomorrow?
The pigs were delighted. They woke up early in the morning, put on workout clothes and set out.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Piggies are here. Where is the wicked wolf? Piggies are here. Where is the wicked wolf?
Phew! I'm so tired. Let's take a break.
I'm so hungry. Can we eat the sandwiches Mom made for us, Minky?
Hey, it's only been 15 minutes since we set out, and we can still see the house. Guys, come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They continued on their way, running non-stop.
Hey, this doesn't look familiar. These trees were not close to our house.
These are ivy.
Look, there's a hidden house there. Let's check it out.
This is not a house, it's a library. Look, the sign is visible through the leaves.
It looks abandoned.
Nobody goes to the library anymore. We have smartphones and computers.
Let's take a look inside.
It's so dusty.
Who's there?
Who are you?
An old friend, the wicked wolf.
Why did you lock us up? Open the door.
Why?
What do you want from us?
You're full of dust, but I'll clean you up later so that I can eat you. But first, I must do something else. Wait for me, little piggies. You can't escape anyway, right? See you later.
What are we going to do? The wicked wolf has cornered us.
Must find a solution, Minky. Come on, think. Ugh, my phone battery is low, and I don't have my charger.
This is a very old lock. I saw one like that in a book. Since every lock in the world is made to open, there must be a way.
But how?
There must be a way.
How do we find that book? The wolf can come in any minute.
Let's spread. Honky, you look at that library. Bunky, you there. And I'll check the back. Hurry up!
Not that. Oh, not that either. World history. Not that. Around the world in 80 days. Not that either.
I got it! Secret of Flags! Here's the book we need!
The three brothers turned page after page. It was starting to get dark outside. Suddenly, they heard the wolf approach.
Here, this is the lock. Yes, we did it! No one can imprison us.
Wait, I have a plan. I need a fishing line.
I must have one in my backpack. I still have Mom's sandwiches in here.
Don't eat them. We'll need them. Let's put the sandwiches there, Honky. Punky, hold the end of the fishing line. Let's tie it up.
The three brothers held one end of the fishing line, hid behind a tree, and waited for the wolf.
Piggies! I'm coming! Why is this door open? Where did these sandwiches come from?
Hold the fishing line!
Hey, what's going on here?
Now we locked you, Bad Wolf. Don't worry, we saved you a sandwich because we're not wicked like you.
Get me out of here! I promise I won't hurt you. I can't even walk you back home. It's already dark.
No, thanks. Look, there's a book about lags. You can read it and let yourself out.
No, don't go! Don't leave me all here alone. I don't know how to read.
The three little pigs went home, happy to know they beat the wicked wolf once again.